Hi folks, I hope that you guys are doing pretty well. So today is Saturday, the 27th of May, 2023, and here I'm in downtown Sydney. It's almost 5 p.m. It's winter conditions. Right now it's pretty cold or chilly. Now, officially, winter begins here in Sydney, Australia, as of next week. So, but the reason that I'm here is because I'm gonna be watching a light show. Okay, all it is it's called the Vivid Show. Okay, I got my GoPro and I'm gonna be filming that, and I'm gonna make a video and put it onto my YouTube channel. Now, all it is just a bunch of projectors mounted in some kind of platform. Just projecting a light image or images, if you like, onto the opera house and buildings in the surrounding area and things like that. So it's going to be a little bit spectacular. Happens every year. So my brother's also in the area. I'll probably have a chat with him if I see him. But anyway, I wanted to come on my channel to do a video about the end times. I wanted to do one because this morning on YouTube I saw Chris Mitchell and Joel Rosenberg. Okay, Chris was, from CBN, was interviewing Joel Rosenberg about the end times, and I think this is quite interesting because over the past week or 2 weeks, if you like, I've been seeing a lot of news anchors talking about the end times, and that when very popular news anchors talk about the end times, that the time is near. So, and obviously because, in Israel they're very worried about Iran, they are testing now, I believe, a new ICBM or intercontinental missile. Iran is very, very close now to having enough uranium. Some say, others say that they already have enough uranium to make a few nuclear bombs. So, whatever your opinion is, even Galan said not long ago, a few weeks ago, he said that actually Iran already has enough enriched uranium to make 5 nuclear bombs. So anyway, the main thing is, folks, that regardless, it's getting very close now, and Israel will have to fulfill this Ilan Baal prophecy to take care of business because, Israel cannot afford, Iran to pose a danger in the area, having the potential to have nuclear weapons. So they're gonna have to take care of business, and they have been provoking Israel, for decades on this. They have been told time and time again to stop, the furthering of enriching uranium, but obviously they're not hearing, they're not listening, and soon it's gonna come to pass. Now, the Ilan Baal prophecy that is now, the three Abrahamic faiths, as in Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, if you like, the three of us are expecting our own forms of a Messiah, if you like. Obviously, we Christians are waiting for the rapture of the church. We're waiting for Jesus to come to rapture us out. Okay, so this is going to be the time between now and the rapture to start looking up, because the end time Bible prophecies are gonna be coming to pass very soon. Because the fact that very popular news anchors like Joel Rosenberg and Chris Mitchell, who are who are very how can I put it, they are very good Bible scholars, and they're very prominent in the media and so on. Okay, they are very prominent and well-respected journalists, and so the fact that they are talking about the end times, this tells us that hey, something is about to go down. So we've got to take this seriously, folks, and get ready for the end times now. The Muslims, if you like, the Sunni Muslims believe that their Mahdi, okay, or their version of their Messiah, has not been born yet, but the Shia Muslims do actually believe that their Mahdi, or their version of their Messiah, if you like, they call him the guided one, okay, that he's actually already been born and that he's actually in hiding, okay, and the Jewish people believe that that the Messiah is coming. Obviously, we Christians are waiting for Jesus to pick us up, at the rapture. So the three major Abrahamic fives, then we are expecting, our own versions of, our Messiah, if you like. And so we really need to, consider the end time Bible prophecies, so that, the rapture of the church doesn't overtake us, I guess what I'm trying to say is that we got to take the end time Bible prophecies very seriously, okay, because they are going to affect us in a big way, And if you don't study them carefully for yourselves, or you don't believe what I've been saying for a long time about the Elam Bible prophecy, Ezekiel, and so on, then these two are going to cause huge economic chaos worldwide, How so? Okay, well, the Elam Bible prophecy, once Israel's bombs, the Elam area in Iran, then, the price of oil is going to go up or go through the roof worldwide, because, every time the Middle East is some kind of war, the price of oil goes up. And if the price of oil goes up, food is going to go up and everything else, because the world economy is powered on oil, So think of transportation systems that need to use, think of trucks, they rely on diesel to transport goods and so on. So, the price of oil is going to go up. Inflation is going to keep on rising. Food is going to go up. And also, this will then trigger the cyclic war of 38, 39. So, and this is actually even going to prolong, the price of oil being high, causing further inflation. Perhaps when Israel then rebuilds the third temple, there might be a time when it might go down for a little while. Who knows? But that's why it's important that you consider the end time Bible prophecies. It's not just a matter of saying, oh, look up and forget about the end time Bible prophecies. No. That's why the end time Bible prophecies are there. They're there for a reason. Jesus wants us to have faith in them, And, the rapture of the church, like I've been saying for a long time, is not a Christian issue, because we Christians, we are ready to go out at the rapture at any moment. Right now we are ready. All of us are ready. It's not a Christian issue, folks, like I've been saying. It is a Judaism issue, because it is Israel that will trigger the rapture of the church. How so? Okay, well, think about this. Who's going to go and fulfill Elam? Who's going to take care of Iranians' nuclear facilities? Israel will. We know that, the Cyclic war, this is going to happen in the northern mountains of Israel. Who's going to be rebuilding the third temple? Well, first of all, after the Cyclic war, they're going to be signing the covenant. Israel will, then they're going to be rebuilding the third temple, and then the Antichrist is going to come out to inaugurate that, and then bankrupt the church. So that's why I've been saying to you guys on my previous videos that don't be blasé. I did a video. Don't be blasé about the end time Bible prophecies, because they're going to affect us financially big time, And like I always said, like the rapture of the church is not imminent and it cannot happen at any moment. There is a prophetic course that is needed to happen for the rapture, because you realize time and time again that if we have the rapture of the church now, it's actually going to lengthen the period of the trip, because it's been prophesied in Revelation 11 that the two witnesses, Moses and Elijah, are going to prophesy for exactly 3.5 years, or 1,260 days. So, and the third temple has to be ready, because, in the book of Revelation, John the Apostle was given the order, hey, go and measure the temple, because the two witnesses are going to be spending precisely 1,260 days prophesying. So it's already been presumed that the third temple has already been rebuilt, at the end of the church age. And also Isaiah and Micah, they prophesy this as well. Isaiah chapter 2, verse 2 and 3, and Micah chapter 4, verse 1 and 2, that the third temple will be fully rebuilt and established, at the end of the church age. And so, we need to consider these end time Bible prophecies, folks, and this is now, this marks now this period that we are in now. The fact that all these news anchors are beginning to talk about the end times, that tells you, immediately that, hey, something is about to go down. And so now this is the time to watch, folks. Now, between now and the rapture of the church, begin to look up now, because your redemption draws nigh. but it's not imminent at any moment. You need to understand the nuts and bolts that there are end and Bible prophecies impending and in front before the rapture of the church, because that need to come to pass, because it's, we are in a transition period in which God has to prepare Israel, okay, to go into Chicos travel, and so all these end and Bible prophecies are needed to come to pass, and you need to understand this, because like I said, it's going to be a big financial hit when Elam and Ezekiel go off. And also you need to be prepared, not just thinking about the financial side of things, okay, but there's going to be a big earthquake according to Ezekiel, okay, Ezekiel 38. So, and this earthquake, everybody's going to be feeling, the shockwaves, okay. Now the epicenter is going to be Israel, but the shockwaves of these big earthquakes are going to be felt by everybody, all humans and all creatures alike. So, let's just say that, you think that the rapture of the church can happen at any moment, and the secret work has started, and you guys are sitting in your home watching telly, and, you're feeling your home shaking up a little bit. That's the prophecy coming to pass. The secret earthquake in that everybody's going to feel the shock waves, worldwide. So don't be blasé, be prepared, folks. This is the time to be looking out now, because, the big showdown with this big end time prophecy is about to go down, folks, So that's why I'm doing this video, and, yeah, like I said, on top of my video, the three Abrahamic fives, the Muslims, the Jews, and us Christians, we're all expecting our own version of Messiah, it's about to go down, folks, Now, moving along then, I just heard on the news that the Food and Drug Administration in America, or the FDA, has approved Elon Musk's Neuralink to go ahead with trials. Okay, now this is a little bit concerning, not so much for what the technology can do, because the technology, will be able to help paralyze people and things like that. Actually, there was a bit of news story on this on Australian news a few days ago, in which a paralyzed man was able to walk using Neuralink technology. Okay, but the problem with this Neuralink is that if it's used for evil purposes, okay, together with AI, then this is going to lead to transhumanism. Okay, and that's why we got this AI, all these Neuralink companies worldwide. I think I did a video on this not long ago in which I said I think there's 7 matcha companies worldwide that are specializing in this Neuralink-like technology. So, so this is a bit interesting, and like I said, this is going to lead to transhumanism. So, I think that this technology will probably be used more towards. It's in development now, but it'll probably end up being used quite a lot during the trip, But then all these things that are to do with this, New World Order, Babylonian system, if you like, is not going to succeed, because if you read Revelation chapter 6, just read the back end of Revelation chapter 6, it says that all these world leaders will be hiding in caves and wishing that the rocks fall upon them, because who can stand the wrath of the Lamb? So they're not going to get very far. Early into the trip, it's going to be, once that tribulation begins, it's going to be World War III. It's going to break out, Those people that didn't go out at the rapture will be in complete shock, and it's going to be very devastating for them, so this is a time to share the gospel, folks. The tribulation period is going to be horrific. As the 4 horses of the apocalypse come, out one at a time, So, you really want to be saved now. So I want to share the gospel with you. You will find it in the first book of Corinthians, chapter 15, verses 1 to 4. How Jesus died on the cross for our sins, and that he was buried and rose again on the 3rd day, according to the scriptures. Make sure that you believe this by faith, because time is about to run out, okay? And if I can say to all Bible scholars, use the opportunity of the Elam Bible prophecy, the secret war, and so on, to actually tell the lost or the unsaved or the unbelievers that, hey, this event that just happened in Iran, okay, and also in Israel with the Secret War, has been prophesied in the Bible. Just show them, so that you can convince them on believing on the gospel, so that they can get saved, because World War III, with the rumors of wars that we are having now, World War III is going to break out during the trip, in the early stages of the trip, just like Jesus prophesied, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and also pestilence. Even worse versions of this COVID-19 are gonna come to pass during the trip. So it's just gonna be horrific, folks. Share the gospel, teach people a little bit about the Bible, especially with the end time Bible prophecies. And show them that, hey, God is real, the Bible is real. God prophesied past, present, and future. And things like that. So we're going to have our work cut out, folks, very soon when all these big end time prophecies come to pass. Now, what you guys need to do is always think ahead of the game. That's what I've been doing. I'm someone that always thinks ahead. If you watch my videos, I'm always thinking ahead of the game, and I come here and do videos for you. That's why I said to you guys, don't be blasé about the end time Bible prophecies. This is the time from now on moving forward to the rapture of the church to look up. Now, to look up, I mean to be watching all the end time Bible prophecies. Okay, so what are we going to have between now and the rapture? Okay, so we're going to be seeing the Elam Bible prophecy, probably Isaiah 17.1 is a possibility, although it doesn't have to happen during the church age. It could happen on one of the earthquakes during the tribulation period, or when Jesus touches down, at the Mount of Olives. So we don't know yet. We'll see what Israel does. Nonetheless, a possibility, so I've got to put on my package of end times now. Then the Elam Bible prophecy will be what triggers the Secret War. At the end of the Secret War, we're going to see the signing of the covenant, as per Daniel 9:27. And the Antichrist will help Israel. The Antichrist will help Israel to broker this peace deal with the Palestinians, so that the Palestinians will get the West Bank, or Judea and Samaria, and Israel will get Temple Mount to rebuild the third temple. But this is going to be done hidden, because the Antichrist cannot rebuild himself until the third temple is finished. Now in Israel, the Jews then. They are divided on this. Some Jews say that they will see the Messiah before the rebuilding of the third temple. Others say that it's after the third temple. I believe it's going to be after the third temple, because once the third temple has been finished, then you have to realize that it has to be inaugurated like just any other building. And so this will then trigger the prophecy in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3, that the man of sin comes out. Simultaneously, precisely at the same time, it triggers also 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, that the man of sin talks about peace and safety, or Daniel 9:27 signed here. Then bang, rapture of the church. Okay, folks, so this is the whole plan. And like I said, don't be blasé, because once this Elam goes down, there's going to be, economic chaos. Inflation is already high. Interest rates are going through the roof now. People that are paying off their houses or their mortgages. Interest rates here in Australia keep rising on a monthly basis. It's getting very difficult for many people who are new to the market of buying a house. The Elam Bible prophecy and the Secret War will further bring up interest rates because inflation is going to go up as a result of the high oil price. Oil is going to go through the roof during Elam and Ezekiel, so get ready for that. The food prices are going up, just about weekly. I go to the shops every week to buy groceries, and I'm seeing little increases, each week. And every month you do feel it, so things are getting more expensive by the month, And this is going to cause further inflation. So get ready, folks. You really need to be thinking about the end times in terms of end time Bible prophecies. in terms of the economic problems that are going to arise as a result of these end time Bible prophecies. You know, you got to look at the whole panorama. You know, you can't just say, "Oh, rapture of the church," and forget about end time Bible prophecies, because you know the rapture of the church is not going to happen just because you know you are seeing the geopolitical now imploding. Okay, everything just going downhill, and you know a lot of people feel like, hey, you know, the rapture of the church will happen, you know, probably by the end of the year. Look, I understand you. Don't get me wrong. I understand you, but it's not going to happen because, you know, Jesus told that every single Bible prophecy will come to pass, come no matter what. And so, you know, Jesus cannot ignore the prophetic, because otherwise he will make him a liar, like I've been telling you for a while. So, you know, that's why we got to have the courage and the strength to endure, you know, the end times. You know, it's not going to be easy, folks. You know, it's, you know, from an economic sense, like I told you, it's going to hurt a little bit, you know, but know that now we are in the zone of the rapture, okay? We are in the look-up zone, okay? And Jesus will come very soon, you know? Now, one of the things that I want you to, that I want you guys doing is watch what the Jewish rabbis are saying, okay? Watch what the Jewish rabbis are saying. Maybe get on YouTube. For example, Rabbi Alon Anaba on YouTube, he's saying that Messiah is about to come out, you know. If you are an American and you live in New York and you go past Jewish suburbs like Crown Heights, Brooklyn, Queens, and so on, you're going to see a lot of signs saying Messiah is here or Messiah is here. So, you know, the Jewish people are expecting the Messiah. So, you know, like I said before, if the Jews themselves with only the Old Testament are expecting the Messiah, you know, they're expecting this Ezekiel war, you know, the third temple and Messiah, then, you know, we Christians should know better than to scratch our heads and ignore end time prophecies, you know. You know, the Jewish people are operating with the Old Testament. We got 2 Bibles, you know, and, you know, they're putting you guys to shame, not me, because I believe in end time prophecies, but you guys to completely ignore it. You know, we're going to live through it, folks. You know, Jesus says, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words will never pass away. And you really know what that means. Every single Bible prophecy will come to pass, folks, you know. So, yeah, I just wanted to, you know, edify you guys with this. Think of the forest, not just the tree in front of you. You know, it's not emotions. Emotions, just like because you think that the rapture is near with everything that's happening geopolitical, that doesn't mean that we're going to have the rapture of the church. The rapture of the church is not an emotional issue, I'm sorry to say. And this is going to hurt a lot of people, me saying this. No, it's not an emotional issue. You know what the rapture of the church is? It's a prophetic issue, not an emotional issue, and it's not even a Christian issue either. The church is ready to get out right now. All of us are ready. The rapture of the church, it is a Judaism issue because, like I just told you, if you listen to what the rabbis are saying, they're talking about the Messiah, and that it is Israel that will trigger the rapture of the church with their impending and end-time Bible prophecies like Elam, Ezekiel, and so on. So that's why we've got to be very careful how we analyze this. We've got to be watching what the Jewish people are saying, especially the top-end rabbis, because it is Israel that will trigger the rapture of the church according to their own conditions, not according to Christians, according to the conditions in Israel when they're ready to fulfill all these. So it is them, not us, that will, it is Israel that will trigger the rapture of the church. When Israel is ready and they're done and they fulfill their prophecies, Jesus will come to pick us up at the rapture. That's all it is, folks, in a nutshell. So you need to understand this, folks, and it's up to Bible pastors now, okay, where we are in the end times in terms of the prophetic, to start educating the flocks with what I've been saying with end time Bible prophecies, okay? At least start telling them, hey, it's been prophesied, in Jeremiah 49, about the Elam prophecy, about Ezekiel, third temple, it's your job as pastors to start edifying your church now with videos, because we don't have long to go now in the end times, This is the time to look up because our redemption is drawing nigh, From now on, start looking up because, like I said on top of the video, the fact that many news anchors are beginning to talk about the end times, what that tells you, the time is getting near, folks. So between now and the rapture, start looking up. By looking up, what I'm saying is, expect the prophetic, and then Jesus at the end of the prophetic will come to pick us up, So this is what you guys have to start considering. So if I can ask pastors to, start teaching your flocks, get the message out there, share the gospel, because we need to edify as a church, okay? We need to edify each other with the end times, Otherwise, what good are we? Let me ask you the question: What good are we for ourselves, okay? If we don't educate ourselves with the end time Bible prophecies, what good are we for ourselves, So, and look where we are now. We are just, at the end of this church age, ready to expect the prophetic. And what should we be doing as Christians? Talking about the prophetic, edifying one another. Hey, we need to expect this and that. We need to be sharing the gospel, with the lost and things like that. This is the time to rise as Christians. It's not a time anymore for divide on who's right and who's wrong, because, all of us are brothers and sisters. All of us that have believed on the gospel are brothers and sisters, and, all of us are going to be very soon meeting with each other, in heaven, we're going to be up there, at the marriage supper of the Lamb and things like that, enjoying conversations with one another, and looking back saying, hey, remember when we were down here, me here doing usual spot videos, talking about the end times and things like that, and you guys, on your YouTube channels, talking about the end times and things like that. This is what we should be doing, folks, we should be talking about the end times and about these prophecies, and not just saying that the rapture of the church is imminent. Like, that's easy to say. Anybody can say that, but we need to be talking about the end times, about these end time Bible prophecies, because we're going to have the 5 during the trip, because the tribulation period is precisely for 7 years plus 30 days. And if we had the rapture now, then this is going to spend the length of the tribulation period, okay? And we cannot get out because these 5 have been prophesied at the same times. Like I've been telling you for a long time. If you've been watching my videos, watch at least my last 5 videos. If you are new to my channel, I go in detail into how all this is going to happen. So, folks, we need to be, clever. We need to be edifying each other with the end times. We need to be sharing the gospel. Basically, we need to get real, folks, now. This is the time where, we got these big-time news anchors, who are saying, hey, it is about to go down. We are worried about Iran. And they're worried about Iran because this means Elam. Elam leads to Ezekiel. Ezekiel leads to Third Temple. Third Temple leads to, the Antichrist coming out and then bank rapture of the church. So, we need to be smart, folks. We need to be smart. We need to be talking about these things, and we need to be, mentioning all these things. Like, we've got to be a house that's not divided. We've got to be working on this as a group. We don't have long left. So. Even if some of your church elders think that the rapture of the church is imminent, but you think that, hey, there are impending and infant prophecies, then speak up, say, look, I believe that there are end time prophecies, and okay, we might have a difference in opinion, but we still need to talk about them because they are for the end times, at least have a conversation and at least talk about them, because like I've been telling you, it's going to go down like that, folks. That's a plan. So, all right, folks, half an hour. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you guys later.